Hello, welcome to the second part of the video where we want to install the Ubuntu into into the VirtualBox so we can be able to use it. So here is the rough diagram where we are at. So we have managed to connect to the internet and also install the VirtualBox. Now we want to install the Ubuntu 22 LTS. So once we install the Ubuntu 22 LTS, we should be able to go to the internet and back. So we will have for for us to be able to go to the internet and back, we are going to have an IP address. So the IP address could be 192.168.10 dot something there. Then the VirtualBox also is going to get another IP address depending our setup. But if we set up using bridge, we should be able to get the common IP address which revolves around here and also to the internet. So here on the private side of the internet here, which in your house you might have, let's say, a BT, people call it a hub or a router, but we prefer to say it's a router. You could have the 192.168.10 dot something. Then there's on the other side you have a public IP. So this could be 77, maybe 19.8 dot something here. So which means that when we ask for a request or any traffic is coming in, it is going to go through the public IP address, then go inside passing the private IP address here, then it will navigate into the VirtualBox, then out of the VirtualBox go through the bridge here into the Ubuntu. So that's how we are going to be accessing the internet backwards and forward, but that's how they work. So we'll have an IP address, which is the private IP address, as you can see, three of them, and then a public IP address. So let's visit the uh, where we are downloading the VirtualBox. So in the Ubuntu here on top here, down so it's ubuntu.com/download/server. That's where you're going to download the Ubuntu server 22.04. So once you download that, we'll download it to the local drive. So let's um, let's see how before we wrap off this. So I should show you my setup. So let's just clear the screen. If we need to, I could write just to demonstrate what we are looking at. So once you get it in the downloads folder, you just copy it. In my case, I've copied it to the libraries and I've gone to the documents and it's in this folder here. So I've created a folder Ubuntu 22 LTS and that's the image of the server I've just copied into the documents. So here I'm going to create another folder. So this folder, I will name it so I'll call it T Hunter 1. So that's the name of the server. And how we are going to use this server is the image we are going to install as the drive. We are going to install it inside here. So the computer, when we start installing, it will be here, but we might need one folder to share. So here you could just put, so this is the shared directory. So how we are going to use the shared directory is any program we can put it in shared directory, and it will be you can access it inside the VirtualBox. So with that, let's uh, continue to the VirtualBox manager here, and I'm going to use the new button there. So this is the name of the computer we want. So it's Hunter 1. Now the machine folder here, we are going to navigate to where our folders are. So this is where we want the operating system to be installed for the Ubuntu, not inside the shared folder but just outside the shared folder. Then we'll click select, and that will be the path. Then the type here is Linux, and we know it's 64-bit of Ubuntu. Then I'll click next. Then here, this is the memory the computer is going to use. So I'm going to give it a generous about 4 gigabytes as of memory. Then I'll click next. Then here we are going to create the hard drive. So I'll just click create because it's a new hard drive, and the type of the hard drive will be a VDI. Then I'll click next. Then we want it dynamically allocated. That means whatever files we can put in the hard drive, it will expand by itself. Then here we want to put how much the size of the hard drive will be. So I've just put 100 gigabytes. As you can see, there is that folder. So this is the hard drive, the virtual hard drive. Then we'll click create. So we have created a hard drive, I mean the computer setting. As you can see also, it has got the settings here. One of it is Geno. So as you can see in Geno, we have got the name for the VirtualBox or the Ubuntu. Then I'm going to, in the system here, I will remove the floppy. I don't want to boot from floppy, but I want the optic drive and the hard drive there. In the process here, I will accept that I need the PAE for this VirtualBox to run. Then in the acceleration, I'll leave as it is. Then we'll go into the display. So we'll leave display the way it is here. Then in the storage, I'll click the optic drive empty here, and then we have got the live CD DVD. So I'll click that. Then I'm going to click here on the optic drive. Then it's asking choose a disk file, which is the ISO file. So I will navigate to where the ISO image is, which is in here. Then I'll click open. So as you can see, it is open. So this will be live. So the hard drive, the optic drive, the image, which is the ISO, is going to be installed in the hard drive here. Audio, I'm not changing any audio. I'll leave everything as it is. For network, we'll change here to bridge. So I want bridge adapter, and below here it has chosen, I don't want to look back, but I want this because this goes to the internet. Then the serial port I'll leave as it is. USB I'll leave it on 2.0, which is the default in here. Shared folders here, so we'll click to for a path, so I'll choose other. Then in here we are going to go into the libraries, documents, the folder here, and I'm going to go inside where I put the shared directory. So that's the one I want. Then I'll select that I want that shared, and I'll click auto mount. So here, as you can see, is the mounting point. So this could be the actual path. So just copy it that way, copy, and I'll just paste it in here. Let's actually type it. Then here let's put. So if I remember correctly, on drive C, this is where the if you download anything, it will go. So you see C slash maybe slash going to downloads. If not, we are going to recollect it later. So click OK. As you can see here is input where is mounting. So here click OK. So that's done. So in the next video we are going to start the VirtualBox to install it. So I will see you once we start going into installing the Ubuntu. So I thank you for viewing.